nation of Benin, from the nation of Nigeria, from the nation of Ghana, from the nation of Kenya.
ave mu gihugu cyo muri Ghana
Presented papers have been and have
baratanze
been
impapuro
involved in writing policies.
barandika n'amategeko atandukanye
Finally,
ku mugabane wa Afurika.
I want to mention here
Mu kurangiza mvuge
past winners of the Future Africa Leaders Award are already vying for political offices. Past winners of the in the nation of Malawi.
abatwaye n'ubushimwe baheruka turafise bariko baritoza mu matora mu bihugu vyabo baratowe. Tubakomere amashi bano bantu.
Only God can say the winners of the award this year they will get up to. But we know that they are going beyond the skies, because for the winners of the Future Africa Leaders Award and for the Future Africa Leaders Foundation, the sky is not the limit.
Kuko abatsindiye kano gashimwe
Having said that, and without further ado, I would like us to stand up on our feet to welcome and up the stage for his welcome address the highly esteemed president of the Future Africa Leaders Foundation, the president of the Law of War.
Thank you. Well, I have a lot to say later tonight, so my speech at this time is not a long one. You may be seated.
Murashobora kwicara, murashobora kwicara.
Oh. But, well, I have a lot to say later. I'm very
Ndafise vyinshi nza kuvuga uno mugoroba.
we have an opportunity to contribute.
Rero ijambo nza kuvuga ubu ntabwo ari rinini.
Glad that we have
Ndahimbawe cyane rero ko dufise akaryo ko guterera mu iterambere ku mugabane wa Afurika. Amahanga yo muri Afurika arafise ikibazo, rimwe rimwe uribaza nimba yarahebwe, yaratawe. Si uko batawe, ahubwo nuko ntidutahura ko dushobora gukora byinshi. Dufise ivyankenerwa byose bikenewe kurusha imigabane yose yo ku isi. Uno mugabane wacu warahezagiwe ku isi, kandi hamwe twobikoresha neza turashobora kuba umuhezagiro ku isi. Ico mejeje kubabwira rero si bishasha cyane cyane.
Our resources, we can be the real blessing to the rest of the world. What I just told you is not new, especially to those who look at Africa from outside, because they know what's here. Maybe we are the ones that don't know what's here. And what the Lord has led us to do in the last few years, while we're reaching the whole world with the gospel of Jesus Christ, we are especially encouraging young people throughout Africa to do much more for their nations and for the continent. Don't wait for handouts from outside Africa. You don't need the handouts. You have a lot more that you can give, actually. They need you. And that's the reason for Fala. I'm glad that we have raised a lot of young people already in science and technology, in the arts, in politics, in medicine, in agriculture. And so it's a great celebration every year, actually. And millions of young people are involved in this. And I say congratulations to all the young people throughout Africa who have been a part of what we're doing every year. Congratulations to you. And we really encourage your efforts and thank you for your achievements. Tonight we're going to recognize just 10 of all our nominees. And if you were watching the program on television and on the internet when we were showcasing the various nominees and their accomplishments, you would have seen that it was really, really tough. So much already done by these young people from across Africa. But the fact is, we have to limit our winners to just 10 of them, as difficult as that was. So if we don't call you, it's not because you didn't do very well. You did excellently well. We just had to have 10. So tonight we're going to introduce those 10. We're going to be calling them up for their awards, which they have greatly merited. And I am encouraged to know that so much is taking place throughout the continent. It shows Africa has hope. Africa is actually the new world. Don't forget it. Everyone wants to get a piece of Africa because here is where the real wealth is. Here is where the real good is. So don't be surprised about the interest, the renewed interest in Africa. And we are helping the nations of Africa to win and do well in their cause. Of course, we are interested in all the young people around the world, and we're doing a lot with them as well. But where the need is greatest, you give a lot of attention. Because the need is greatest in Africa, we are giving special attention to Africa. You may be surprised to know what else we're doing in nations outside of Africa, throughout Asia, South America, Central America, Oceania, and of course, United States and Canada and Europe. We're doing a lot in all those places. Praise God. It is my great honor to introduce and call up to the microphone tonight to give his address the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Olusegun Obasanjo. You're welcome, sir.
Please be seated. For me, it is nice to be here again. And I believe for you it is also nice to be here again. And those of you who are not physically here, you must be enjoying watching us wherever you may be. Let me start by thanking God for making us to be able to gather as we have done for the last 13 years, as you have heard from my brother and the man of God and the founder, the initiator of the Future African Leaders Award Foundation. In the last 13 years, it means we have reached out to 130 young African leaders who have been encouraged, empowered to make meaningful contribution within their communities, within their nations, and within Africa to the development of Africa.
Reka mbandanye na bino bindi bikorwa.
I thank God for the life.
Aho nza guha ikaze nshimire umukozi w'Imana mwene data.
And I thank God our President for his empowerment of the Republic of Kenya. Let me move on to welcome my brother, the special guest for tonight, former President of the Republic of Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta. You know, the good thing and to some extent bad thing about people in jobs that they have to be retired from is that when they have acquired experience, and like good old cheese, they are experienced and smellier and can be more useful with their experience is the time they have to bow out. It happened to all of us in government, and it has happened to my brother and friend, President Uhuru Kenyatta. But what I have found out, and I hope that President Kenyatta is finding out, is that out of government house is not out of usefulness for your community. It's not out of usefulness for your nation. It's not out of contribution to your people. is not out of contribution to the service of humanity and to the service of God. In fact, it is probably a step forward in that service. And the experience gained can be utilized in greater service for humanity and for God. President Uhuru Kenyatta, you are most welcome to the 13th edition of Future African Leaders Award, and you are also most welcome to Nigeria. And I'm particularly happy that we missed you last year, but we have you this year, and we will continue to have you for a long time to come. Let me say to the awardees, the award you will get tonight should give you encouragement. It should propel you forward. It should make you do more, because you're being recognized for what you have already done or what you have proved to be able